Sup Revivalists, how's it going? Simon here from CD Revival. Today I'm going to carry on with my CD collection videos. It's going to be P once again. I've got quite a few to get through, so yeah, going to whiz through these. And yeah, still got a fair few P videos to do, but today I am going to start off with a few. I've got the Police first album, Outlandos d'Amour, Outlaws of Love, I think that means. But yeah, this is their first album. Used to be quite a big fan of the Police back in the day, like back in the day when they were, you know, a going concern. I'm not so much of a fan of Sting's solo work, to be honest with you. Find it a little bit boring. But yeah, the Police were a really, really cool band. Sort of started off in the late 70s, went into the 80s with some really cool stuff. This one's got So Lonely on it, Roxanne, Can't Stand Losing You, they're the big hits. But yeah, pretty cool album. This one from, if I can get a date on that, probably not, but 1978 this one originally came out. So yeah, Sting, Stuart Copeland on drums, Andy Summers on guitar. They broke up in the mid 80s, but they did do some great albums. Sting looking very young on the cover of that one, but yeah, cool album. This one was one of the first albums I ever had. I had this on cassette when I was, I don't know, when did this come out? 1979, this one. So I would have been 7 years old. This is Regatta de Blanc, white reggae, that means apparently. Really good album, this one. Probably my favourite actual album of theirs. All the classic, like Message in a Bottle, Walking on the Moon, Bed's Too Big Without You, with the singles from this one. But yeah, really, really cool album, this one. A lot of the other songs are really good as well. Bring On the Night I really like, On Any Other Day is really cool. It's Alright For You, that's a really cool track as well. Title track's really cool. So yeah, excellent album. I think this was their second album. The only other one of theirs that I do have is the pretty much the thing that everyone's got, Every Breath You Take, the singles. And this is basically, yeah, just got all the singles on it. So really good sort of greatest hits package. So all the stuff that I mentioned from the first two albums on there. Don't Stand So Close to Me, the Do-Do-Do, the Da-Da-Da, Every Little Thing She Does Is Magic, Invisible Sun, Spirits in the Material World, Every Breath You Take, King of Pain, Wrapped Around Your Finger. So yeah, classic album. Yeah, really good stuff on there. So that's it, that's my Police. Not too much of their stuff. I wouldn't mind getting this Synchronicities, obviously a really good album. Ghost in the Machine, they're both worth having, so I'll pick them up at some point. Next we have this one, 5 classic albums. I think Amazon do these basically. This is where I got this one from. And I think they're quite good value for money. This one's the Parliament one, obviously. George Clinton, obviously in the 70s he had Parliament, he had Funkadelic. I do prefer Parliament to Funkadelic. Funkadelic a bit more psychedelic rock, Parliament a bit more funky. But yeah, I think good value for money. Usually I think I paid £10 for this. You get 5 albums and they come in like the sort of like mini LP sleeves, if you like. So yeah, all of these albums are pretty good. Mothership Collection is probably the best one, really amazing album, with things like P-Funk on it, Mothership Collection, Give Up the Funk, stuff like that. This one is a classic, like start to finish. It comes also with Motor Booty Affair, that's really cool. Rumpelstiltskin on there, Mr. Wiggles. This is the sort of like water-based, basically, yeah, theme. Aqua Boogie, obviously, on there. So that's a really good one too. Glory Halla Stupid. This one's probably my least favourite of them. It's okay. Funkadelic versus Placebo Syndrome. That one's got some good stuff on there. This one's got Flashlight on it, Bop Gun. Both classic tracks as well. And Clones of Dr. Funkenstein, which is another really, really good one. Gaming on, yeah, Dr. Funkenstein, Children of Production. Just, yeah, all really good albums, as I say. And you can get, there's a few bands which have done and like collections of these, the classic 5 classic albums like this, and they become quite rare after a while. The Saxon one, for example, I don't think you can get anymore. The Rat one I've got actually, And if you're looking to sort of just start collecting CDs and you don't want to spend an absolute fortune, you can get like a large part of a band's discography for £10 in quite a nice little box with, you know, not quite as good as having the original, you know, big chunky jewel cases, but still, yeah, that one's well worth getting. The Parliament one, if you're into that kind of thing, just for Mothership Connection alone, it's worth the money. So that's really cool. Going to Pantera now. I've got pretty much all their stuff from Cowboys from Hell onwards. So Cowboys from Hell. I haven't got any of the Glamterra stuff. For one, it's like super difficult to get hold of, really expensive nowadays. So if you can pick it up, like there's not like a pirate Russian version of it, then fair play to you. But yeah, Cowboys from Hell, first album I got from them. I remember hearing things like Psycho Holiday and like things like The Art of Shredding on the Friday Rock Show back in the day. And yeah, sort of turned me on to them basically. So yeah, massive band at the start of the 90s, kind of pretty much saved metal at that time really, because metal was kind of, you know, fading out and grunge was coming in, and they were still sort of kicking all sorts of arse. So yeah, title track, Primal Concrete Sledge, Cemetery Gates, Domination, Message in Blood, Heresy, they're all classic tracks. Art Shredding, produced by Terry Date. So but yeah, this is when they sort of became like really heavy, and yeah, just a superb classic album. Then they went on to Vulgar Display of Power, which is a real game changer as well. Things like Walk, Fucking Hostile, This Love, Mouth for War, just a new level. Loads of really cool stuff on this one. Super heavy album. So it was a game changer at the time. Yeah, obviously Dimebag, rest in peace. Fantastic guitar playing, fantastic drumming from Vinny, and you know, Rex doing his thing, and also Phil singing and, you know, screaming his way to, you know, just a really cool album. Vulgar Display of Power, absolute classic. Probably my favourite album of theirs is Far Beyond Driven. This is the collector's edition, so this one comes in a presentation box. I got this on day of release. Yeah, love this album, really super heavy, and just, yeah, just a mega album really. All the tracks are really cool. Strength Beyond Strength, Becoming, 5 Minutes Alone, I'm Broken, Slaughtered, probably one of my favourite tracks on here. Got a cover of Planet Caravan, the Black Sabbath song, which is, I like it as well. But yeah, really cool album. Super heavy, Far Beyond Driven, and that's the collector's edition of that. But yeah, my favourite, I think. I've got the CD single of I'm Broken / Slaughtered, and it's got live versions of Cowboys from Hell, Psycho Holiday. They're live from Moscow as well, on the Monsters in Moscow tour, which they did with AC/DC and can't remember who else, but anyway, regardless of that. So that's the CD single of that. Next they did Great Southern Trendkill. Still a good album, not quite as good as, you know, the previous ones, but still really cool. The title track, Drag the Waters, really cool tracks. Suicide Note Part 1 and 2, I like those a lot. So yeah, some good stuff on there. Southern Trendkill. And then their final studio album anyway, was Reinventing the Steel, which is another super heavy one. Kind of a bit of an odd cover really, but yeah, so still really good, still really heavy. Hellbound, Goddamn Electrics, really good stuff. Revolution Is My Name. Death Rattle's really good. We'll grind that axe for a long time. Just a lot of really cool heavy stuff on there. So all their albums are like well worth getting, and that one's no exception. So their last studio album. Official Live 101 Proof. Decent live album. Just them doing their stuff with yeah, songs from all the albums basically. Up until, I don't think it's got Reinventing the Steel on here. So yeah, up to Great Southern Trendkill, if I could be wrong there, but yeah, that's really cool. And then I've got this Psycho Cowboys, basically bootleg, live in Tilburg, 2nd of February 93. So yeah, that one I think is from there. It goes up to Far Beyond Driven, I believe. No, not even Far Beyond Driven. Vulgar display of power. But yeah, that's that one. Not the greatest sound quality on that. So that's it for Pantera. And just a few bits to wrap up this video, a few extra ones. Piston number 1. There's that one there. Not a bad album, produced by Josh Silver. Cover of Shoplifters of the World Unite on there. And I've got this one, Very Best of Robert Palmer. It's a charity shop special, but to be honest with you, he's done a few good songs, and yeah, I've got time for Robert Palmer. Rest in peace once again. He's got all his big hits on here. Addicted to Love, obviously. Bad Case of Loving You, Simply Irresistible. Didn't Mean to Turn You On, etc, etc. So yeah, don't mind Robert Palmer, as I've got a classic voice. Fever You Can't Sweat Out, Panic at the Disco. Another charity shop special. Not bad. It's not my favourite album, obviously, but you know, that's okay. And then lastly, in this video, this is one that my brother gave me. He's a big Hans Zimmer fan, so this is the soundtrack to Pearl Harbor. So yeah, I've managed to check that one out. I'm not quite a big Hans Zimmer fan as he is, but he's usually got pretty good taste. So that is the Pearl Harbor, the soundtrack. So that's it for that leg of Peas. And they still keep coming, so I've got probably another 3 videos of this sort of length to do with Pea stuff on it, so we'll go through that. Went charity shopping today and bought another whole bunch of like 16 CDs as well, so it all keeps adding up. But yeah, all good fun. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video if you like it. All helps. All of these things help the small channels grow, so we all really appreciate it. And thanks very much for watching. I'll catch you all next time. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care. Ta-da.